Hello everyone, I have a story to tell you from the Bible. This is a story that we did in Kids Church and it is about Abraham. God was talking to Abraham. I want you to go and live in a different country, he said. Where is it? Abraham asked. I will show you, said God. Pack up all your things and get ready to leave. It will be exciting, going to live in a new country, won't it? Said Abraham to Sarah, his wife. God has promised that one day we will have a big family. We will have children and grandchildren, and we will all live in the wonderful new land that God has chosen for us. Abraham and Sarah were already quite old. They did not have any children. But Abraham knew that whenever God promises something, it will happen. They were sad to say goodbye to their friends, but they knew they could trust God. Abraham and Sarah left their home and set off to begin the new life in the new country that God had planned for them. They knew that God would keep his promise. They had a long journey. Abraham was a very rich man, so they had lots of silver and gold. He also had lots of cows and sheep and goats. There were so many things to take with them. Abraham, Sarah, and their servants travelled through the desert and stayed in many different places. They lived in tents. But wherever he was, Abraham always remembered God. He was sure that God would keep his promise. Here is a picture of Abraham and his tent. One day, God said to Abraham, "Look around you. I will give you all the land you can see. One day you will have a very big family, so big you won't be able to count everyone. The land will always belong to you and to your family." Abraham found a lovely place to put up his tent under some trees. "Thank you, God," he said, "for keeping your promise. Thank you for giving us a new place to live." Abraham and his wife Sarah were very old, and they still had no children. God had told Abraham that his children and grandchildren would be as many as the stars in the sky, as many as the grains of sand on the beach. So many that you wouldn't be able to count them. And although they still had no children, Abraham knew that God would keep his promise. One hot day, Abraham was sitting outside his tent. He saw 3 people standing nearby and went to talk to them. "I will get some water so that you can wash your dusty feet. You can rest under the trees and I'll get some food ready for you." "Thank you very much," said the men. "We would like that." "Quick," Abraham said to Sarah, "make some fresh bread. We've got visitors." His servant roasted some meat and put some yogurt into bowls. While they were eating their food, the men asked, "Where is your wife Sarah?" "She's inside the tent," said Abraham. One of the men said, "We have come to tell you some wonderful news. Next year, your wife Sarah is going to have a baby." Sarah heard them and she laughed. "I am too old to have babies," she said. But God kept his promise, and Sarah and Abraham had a baby boy. They called him Isaac. Isaac means laughter. God had kept his promise. And there's a picture of Abraham and Sarah with baby Isaac. This story about Abraham and Sarah is in the Bible, and it tells us that God keeps his promises. The end.